You are lying in bed. It is 3:30 in the morning. You are exhausted, but your eyes are wide open. You look at the clock, calculating how many hours are left before you have to get up, and you realize the older you get, the harder this becomes. If you feel like your ability to sleep is deteriorating with every birthday, you are not imagining it. But the solution isn't just getting older. In fact, the biggest mistake most people over 55 make is assuming their sleep issues are permanent. They aren't. I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, the sleep doctor. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to hack your aging biology to get the deep, restorative sleep you had in your 30s. We are going to fix your internal clock. We are going to use a technique called caffeine fading, and I am going to issue a serious warning about a common over-the-counter pill that millions of seniors take for sleep that is actively destroying your memory. Let's dive in. First, we need to address the 4 a.m. wake-up phenomenon. You might notice that you were getting tired earlier, maybe nodding off during the evening news, and then waking up before the sun rises. In medicine, we call this a shift in your circadian rhythm, but simply put, your internal clock is running fast. As we age, our bodies produce melatonin, the sleep hormone, earlier in the day. This signals your body to shut down at 8 p.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. If you want to push that wake-up time back to a normal hour, you have to trick your brain. And you don't do this with a pill, you do it with light. Light is the off switch for melatonin. If you are sitting in a dim living room at 5 p.m., your brain thinks it's bedtime. You need to get bright light exposure in the late afternoon. Go for a walk between 4 and 5 p.m. Turn the lights up in your house until after dinner. By forcing your eyes to see bright light later in the day, you push that melatonin production back, meaning you fall asleep later and, crucially, sleep in later. Now, let's talk about the enemy of senior sleep, caffeine. I know you love your coffee. You've been drinking it for 40 years. You say, "Doc, caffeine doesn't affect me. I can drink a cup and go right to sleep." Here's the truth. You are wrong. Research shows that adults over 65 take 33% longer to metabolize caffeine than younger adults. Even if you fall asleep, that caffeine is still in your system, destroying your deep sleep. This is the restorative stage of sleep, where your body repairs muscles and clears out the brain plaque associated with Alzheimer's. If you drink coffee at 3 p.m., your aging liver is still processing it at midnight. But I'm not going to tell you to quit coffee cold turkey. That's miserable. Instead, I want you to use a method I developed called caffeine fading. This is a 4-week protocol. Week 1, do not change how many cups you drink, but make your very last cup of the day a 50-50 blend, half regular, half decaf. Week 2, make that last cup 100% decaf. Week 3, take the cup before that one and make it a 50-50 blend. Week 4, make that second to last cup 100% decaf. You keep the ritual, you keep the warm mug in your hand, but you sneakily remove the stimulant that is robbing you of deep sleep. Now we have to talk about the physical pain of sleeping. One of the reasons sleep fragments as we age is simply discomfort. Hips, knees, back pain. You wake up to turn over and you can't get back to sleep. I want you to be honest with yourself right now. How old is your mattress? If you bought your mattress when Obama was president, it is time for it to go. As we age, we lose the fat pads on our hips and shoulders. We need softer pressure relief, but firm support. If you are over 60, you need to look for 2 specific things in a mattress that nobody tells you about. Number 1, pressure relief. You need the top layer that allows your hip to sink in so your spine stays straight. Number 2, edge support. This is critical. Seniors often sit on the edge of the bed to put on shoes or to stabilize themselves before standing up. If your mattress edge collapses, it's a fall risk. Get a mattress with a reinforced perimeter. It's a safety issue as much as a sleep issue. Now, before we get to the dangerous medication warning, we have to address the nap trap. Retirement is great. You have time. It's 2 p.m., you're bored, the room is warm, and you doze off. Here is the problem. Sleep is based on hunger, not for food, but for rest. When you wake up in the morning, your hunger for sleep is at 0. As the day goes on, that hunger builds and builds until 10 p.m. when you are starving for sleep. If you nap at 2 p.m., you are snacking. You are eating a sleep snack. So when 10 p.m. rolls around, you aren't hungry for sleep anymore. If you must nap, it has to be strategic. It must be before 2 p.m. and it must be less than 20 minutes. Set an alarm. 20 minutes gives you a refresh without stealing your hunger for the night. Okay, this next part is the most important section of this video. If you take nothing else away, please listen to this. We need to talk about the PM medications: Tylenol PM, Advil PM, Zizquil, and generic sleep aids. If you look at the back of the bottle, the active ingredient is almost always diphenhydramine. This is an antihistamine. Does it knock you out? Yes. Is it safe for long-term use in seniors? Absolutely not. This drug is classified as an anticholinergic. There is now substantial data suggesting long-term use of these types of medications in older adults is linked to an increased risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. It blocks a neurotransmitter in your brain called acetylcholine, which is essential for memory and learning. You are trading tonight's sleep for tomorrow's memory. If you are taking these nightly, please stop. But don't just stop and stare at the ceiling. You need to replace it with something safer. Magnesium is a great place to start. About 50% of people are deficient in magnesium, which helps relax muscles. Melatonin can also work, but you are likely taking too much. Most pills are 5 milligrams or 10 milligrams. That is a massive overdose for a senior. You need microdosing. 0.5 milligrams or 1 milligram taken 90 minutes before bed. Remember, we are trying to gently nudge your clock, not knock you unconscious with a hammer. And of course, always check with your doctor before starting any supplement, because even natural things can interact with heart medication and blood thinners. Finally, there is a hidden medical saboteur that I see in my practice every week. You lay down and your legs feel creepy, crawly, like you have to move them. You kick the covers off. Your partner complains that you are running a marathon in your sleep. This is restless leg syndrome, or periodic limb movement. It is incredibly common as we age, and it's often caused by low iron levels or medication side effects. If you feel this sensation, do not ignore it. Do not just take more sleeping pills to try to overpower it. Go to your doctor and ask to have your ferritin levels checked. That is your iron storage. Often, a simple iron supplement can stop the kicking and let you sleep through the night. Look, aging changes your biology, but it doesn't have to ruin your life. You need light in the evening. You need to fade the caffeine. You need to support your body with the right mattress. And you need to stay away from the PM medications that threaten your brain health.